Man, I don't know what it is, but like last week, everywhere I go, I'm seeing like fist fights.
Oh, really?
You ever just have that?
I haven't seen.
Sometimes the universe just the universe just lines up, where it's like I don't know. I've been in New York the whole time, so I've been working. I've been doing like TaskRabbit stuff again, so
Yeah.
I'm all over the city. But every time I just walk out of a subway, and you get to the sidewalk, I turn, and it's like right there. There's like a fist fight. It's like a fruit vendor and like a hot dog
Did you
guy.
get to actually watch punches be blown, or
It's almost always. I mean, like it's usually like I'm on my way somewhere.
yeah?
I'm realizing too. I was thinking about this. I think I'm getting more mature, because like, when you were like a little kid, maybe when you're like in high school, and you see like a fist fight happening at school, it's like the most exciting thing in the world.
Yeah.
You always want to stop and watch. But now it's like I'm getting older. I think I've just seen too many fights.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I mean, I don't really need to,
Yeah, I just seen Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. Who are these guys?
Well, it's like I kind of look at the guys. It's like clearly this isn't going to be. These aren't trained fighters. So it's like this is going to turn into a wrestling match. I'm not going to stick around and watch.
If they even come to throwing punches, what I always see is a whole bunch of trash talking, like on the train. People being like, they'll be like, I ain't playing with you, bro. I'm serious, for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem, is that like if you actually want to stop and watch the fight, you got to like commit to it.
Right.
Where it's like, you ever waited like a long ass time thinking a fight was about to start?
Yeah, dude, I get impatient. I'll say, hit him, man. Quit
Or it's, what the
talking
fuck?
shit.
Yeah, I got to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit this dude.
Sometimes it'll be like just like, because at a certain point you've waited like 6-7 minutes, and it's like, well, at this point I gotta wait.
Right.
So you gotta watch the whole thing, but it's like, unless you got somewhere to be.
See, that's the whole problem. If you're fighting, you just throw a punch, dude. You don't talk anything, because once you start talking, then the crowd forms. Then your knees start shaking.
Some people like that.
Yeah.
Some
they get
people
the
are
adrenaline.
performers. They want to put on a show.
Yeah. You don't know where I'm from, man.
Right.
Brooks housing.
Yeah. When you start taking off your jacket,
I've
get a little excitement.
I've seen yeah. Then you see the person is all everything's flabby. It's like, why'd you take your shit off? That made you look less intimidating. I've seen so many fights in the Bronx. Maybe I just seen them all, because I never get lucky and see a fight here. But dude, in the Bronx, I always see a fight right after it ended. Like that's when I'm always like, what happened? I'll see the commotion. Yeah. You see somebody bleeding, they don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
But somebody hit me.
Yeah.
One dude, he tried to fight me not that long ago. Dude, I feel bad for this one, man. I stepped out. I didn't see him, and I didn't have the light, and I stepped out. He was on a moped right after a rain. Dude, so he slammed on his brakes and wiped out hard. I watched his face hit the cement.
Whoa.
And dude, he stood up and started walking towards me to knock me out.
Wow.
And then he fell down.
Huh.
Dude, I was never so happy for somebody's concussion to set it, because this dude would have beat my ass, and he fell right down. I'm like, somebody get help.
Food delivery guy or something?
Yeah, but I don't know. He didn't have no food on him.
It's a dude with like
Just like one of these dudes,
just
probably lived in
around
our neighborhood, to be honest with you, but happened downtown.
See, do you think like a guy like that, because at that moment he's like seeing red and he's like furious, do you think that makes you a better fighter or worse at fighting though? Because I feel like that guy, he's not going to really like square up, right? He's going to get too eager.
Plus, he hit his head. I mean,
yeah, exactly. He's already kind of like, dinged up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you've been in,
I think the madder you are, the worse you're going to fight.
Yeah. Well, it's like you got to be mad enough to fight. So you got to get over a certain threshold. But once you get like super pissed off and you're like drunk, and you get all emotional, your girl's there, and you got to like do all this shit, it's like you're not going to like, you're not going to throw a 1-2. You're going to try to make that big ass Rocky punch from the beginning.
I had a kid in New Yorker. I don't know. New Yorkers kind of know how to throw. And it's that fight that I had. I don't know if you were there, but I know you heard about it. But,
the comedy?
Yeah, and the dude surprised me. He was throwing like straight punches, but he probably never fought before in his life. But I think he was so mad.
Yeah.
That
he was not just mad, but embarrassed.
Right.
That's a certain kind of anger too.
Yeah,
where you get flustered.
He couldn't hit me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was really throwing some straight punches, but he was screaming.
Yeah.
You got to kind of be quiet.
He was also like, he's almost crying at that point, just being that mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to hit a man when he's crying. But yeah,
when he's coming at you, you do what you got to do, I think.
I don't know, dude. I don't got that killer instinct. Even in boxing, there's only 1 or 2 times in my life I absolutely just wanted to destroy the person.
Right, yeah.
But you need that killer instinct.
Well, it's just reflexes at a certain point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's throwing punches. You dodge and counter.
If you're training to where it's a reflex, that's when you can't ask for anything better. Like I remember I was boxing and there was just reflex punches, and dude, you don't even feel the punch coming out. I just clocked this kid right in the nose, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even expect it. I'm like, yo, I'm
sorry.
What's the
Floyd Mayweather counter punch where he just whoop, bam.
Yeah, I wasn't even ready for it.
Yeah.
Those fighters when they're calm. I miss being trained as a boxer because then I really want to fight. I'd be like, dude, come on, man, I don't want to fight. I used to be so quick in high school.
Well, it also makes you like cooler.
Yeah.
Because it's like you got the confidence and they can tell that you're actually confident, but you're not like trying to fight them.
Yeah.
Which makes them even more mad at that point.
They don't want to fight a fighter.
Yeah.
My whole thing was when the people were talking shit, man, I ain't playing. I just be like, dude, look, smack. I'd smack him right in the face. I'd be like, look, I could have just punched you. Didn't even see that shit coming.
Right, yeah.
And most of the time it was over.
It's a good argument.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think people in New York are actually better at fighting, or are they just better at putting on the show? Because the vast majority of the time, the fight never actually happens.
Yeah,
when they're on the train or when they're on the street or something, it's just like you kind of posture up, you yell some shit, and you try to show that you're not scared.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes down, I think people very rarely actually get into fist fights.
And if they do, how good are they? I haven't seen a good fist fight in a while.
Every time, I mean, like not every time. The vast majority of the fights I've seen, like recently though, on the train or on the street, it's never like an in shape dude. It's just like it's like a 50-year-old immigrant guy who runs a halal cart.
Yeah.
Who's just like had enough that day. And this dude, maybe he fought when he was growing up in Yemen or something, but like he's like, these guys smoke hookah and, drink orange soda all day.
The last fight I seen was actually a good one. Remember, it was that fucking dude from China. Were you there at LOL that night?
No.
Oh, dude, I wish you could have seen this one, dude. It was a ticket seller. And, the ticket seller's always telling me he doesn't have money. And I'm telling him, like, yeah, dude, you start work at, like, 1 a.m.
Right.
You should try getting here at 8. And he's like, man, nobody's buying tickets. So I told him about TaskRabbit. He's like, yo, I ain't trying to hear that shit right now.
Oh,
he
yeah.
snapped. And anyways, this guy, he's smoking a cigarette. This guy runs a restaurant, so he closes the window real politely. And this ticket seller's just mad, so he starts punching the window.
Wow.
And he tries chasing. He figured some old guy from China ain't going to do nothing. That's the wrong person to mess with.
Oh, wow. Wait, was this our guy? The Chinese?
This is our guy.
Oh, wow.
Dude.
Yeah, that dude doesn't give a fuck.
Dude, he don't, bro.
Right.
And
this guy has seen some stuff in his life.
yeah, and this is that ticket seller. It's like a real street dude. Yeah, yo, man, and I don't care if I got to bust somebody's head.
Yeah.
He's like that. Dude, he ran from this Chinese dude. This Chinese dude picked up I don't know, he had something in his hand like a damn spear, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know where he got
like a
from.
fire poker or something.
He chased him down the street, dude. He didn't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah. Well, those guys, I mean, I think that guy grew up in China in like the 80s.
No shoes.
And like
probably.
Hong Kong and no shoes, and he's fighting gangsters.
Right.
Back like straight up fighting.
Yeah.
No
for
guns
cigarettes.
or nothing. Yeah. You fight a guy and then you take a duck from him or something.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that dude wasn't playing. And then when the fight broke out with me and that comic, he thought it was a joke. He's like, I don't know. He didn't hit you. I thought it was a joke. He was recording it.
Oh, wow.
He thought we were doing a comedy skit.
Yeah, that guy, he didn't realize he was getting the prelude to a crime right there, too.
Yeah.
That would have been Exhibit A.
Next thing you know, police are questioning him. So what point did the comedy sketch start?
I don't know. I think like when you hear about guys like that fighting, or it's like you were talking about your dad fighting back in the day when fighting was just like a regular part of life.
Yeah.
And you just, as a guy, you were just expected just to get into random ass fist fights all the time. And dudes would talk about getting knocked out and getting knocked around. But it feels like when you talk about it, it feels so quaint. Because these days, people just get shot.
Right.
Guns come out. Everybody's recording everything, so people get arrested. But back in the day, it's like in like the 50s and 60s, the world was more violent, but it was also safer. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like you would get on each other's turf. You might get stabbed.
You get fucked up, but it's like somehow, I don't even know how medicine worked back then, because you don't really hear about those people dying. You know what I mean?
Didn't talk about it.
Well, you get knocked out, and maybe like, oh, this guy, someone gets punched in the head real bad, and they just can't talk good anymore.
Right.
But they're still around.
Yeah.
It's not like a tragic story.
Well, it's still
like,
a little tragic.
That's just Bill. He's just, he's a little slow now.
We knew this.
But I mean, it's been like at 20 years later, it's like Bill is still hanging around.
Right.
That's just how he is now. He's
yeah.
a little slow.
Can't play basketball no more.
Yeah, right. You can't play the piano.
Yeah, dude, we had that happen with this dude. Was the coolest dude in town, man. He was in junior high banging people's wives.
Wow.
And dude, he'd meet them after school, 8th grade. They'd be picking up their kids.
Oh, wow.
And dude, he got the wrong person's wife one time, man. They came up there like 5 people, beat him in the head with baseball bats.
Wow.
Dude never was able to shoot a basketball again. He'd try. He'd show us. We'd be like, come on, man. See, hit it. And he'd grab it and he'd flick that ball out, dude. It'd be way off.
Wow.
This dude used to swish every time.
Jeez.
Yep, he was my next door neighbor.
But, I mean, at least he lived to see another day, though, right?
Yeah.
Could have been worse for him.
He just had a strange walk. His hair braids were crooked.
I mean, considering what he was leading up to that.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't be banging people's wives all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
especially when you're in junior high.
It didn't come out of nowhere. Man, what's it like to have a wife like that? Just knowing that you lost her to a 12-year-old.
I knew a few people. One guy used to come into my work when his wife was cheating on him. Like, we were his therapists. He'd be like, what should I do? I love my wife. I come home, she's banging the neighbor's kids. And, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I work all day. I say, look, I want to make love to you. You're my wife. And she goes, how much was your paycheck this week?
Wow.
He would have to give her like $300. And I'd tell her, I'd be like, dude, for $300, you could get a way more attractive woman, like, for one night.
Well, what's the neighbor's kid giving this lady?
Right.
She's fucking him for free.
For free.
Yeah, right.
It's always the neighbor's kids, man. We had one neighbor, I feel like he was trying to hit on my mom back in the day. He used to come over and cut our grass for free.
Wow.
I'd be like, dude, Jeremy, don't come around here no more. I'll start cutting the grass. I was 10 years old. He'd take off his shirt.
I'll pay you money. Right. You're not cutting it for free.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. Yeah. We don't got a deal worked out here.
Let me give you $10.
Yeah. See, the thing is, too, it's like, I guess some guys, especially like old school guys, have some sort of like honor code in their head where it's like you catch a guy fucking your wife, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and you got to fight him. But it's like, all right, let's say that you catch a guy with your wife, and then you and him, you go out in the front yard, you square up with him.
Yeah.
You might not win.
And then he goes and bangs your wife again.
Well, he might just fuck you up. This guy might know how to fight.
Yeah.
Or he might have a gun, or So it's like that system. It doesn't add up.
The only way I think it's justifiable to fight somebody if they're banging your wife is if you know the dude and he knew you were married, or if you were friends with the dude. Then it's like, bro, you did wrong here.
But what do you do though? But
if he never knew you or anything,
even if he did it to specifically to spite you, it's like, what if the guy's just bigger than you?
Right.
Some guys are big.
I mean, that's where the guns come into play.
I guess, yeah. Well, that guy's got a gun too, though. It's like, yeah. And it's like, yeah, you shoot him and maybe you don't kill him. Now he's going to come back and kill you.
Yeah, you got to call John Wick.
You got to walk away from your wife. It's always the wife's fault.
It is.
That's the lesson to learn here.
Yeah, I mean, that's where all these fights start from. Like the dude that wanted to just fight me on the train.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting on the train, dude. I swear I'm not looking at nobody. And it's always the people with their wives aren't that attractive. This girl's sitting there. Right. He's got a bike, whatever. And this dude's like, yo, man, you looking at my wife? And I'm like, they're way over here. I don't even know he's talking to me. Walks in front of me. Yo, my dude, I see you looking at my wife. I'm like, what? I was like, I'm sorry, what was that? He goes, oh, I'm sorry, what was that? You're staring at my wife. Wow. And dude, I look at his wife. She's just sitting there like that. I'm like, dude, nobody's looking at your damn wife, bro. Chill out. And he's ready to fight me, man.
Wow. Man, see, it's like, how does that guy, I mean, I don't know how long he's on that train for, but he's going to get in like 5 different fights.
In one day.
Every single day that guy's going to fight.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, what if you were looking at his wife?
Right.
Now you got to fist fight a guy on a moving train?
Yeah, just because I looked at his wife.
Yeah. You didn't even say anything.
That's how it all starts. You looking at my girl?
Yeah.
They want to impress their girl. I mean, dude, see, you never want to get knocked out in front of your girl because then she's never going to feel the same way about you.
Right.
You're supposed to protect her. Like, I don't know. Me and you, we're not the best fighters, I'm sure. But at least the girl in her imagination, she could always think, oh, he's going to protect me no matter what. But
yeah, you say that, but it's like, what if some guys are just big? It's like they say about boxing. There's a reason why weight classes exist.
Yeah.
I mean, big guys are big.
But
you're a small guy. It's like, I mean, you could get knocked out. It's not like
Yeah, these big guys, I love. They always say this line. They'll be like, "No, man, toughest people I ever fought was a dude your size." Like, dude, don't make me feel good.
When you were a little kid. It wasn't recently.
Yeah,
you're fucking 250 now.
Yeah,
you weren't fighting a 140 guy.
You think I'm gonna kick your knees out?
Yeah.
I don't. That's why we need to learn MMA.
That's the thing, is that like I hear this a lot from guys saying, it's like when people. Well, these days everybody watches MMA and people are watching YouTube videos where they break everything down. Yeah. So now everybody kind of knows like how fighting is supposed to look, and it's like, oh, I can criticize this guy's jab. Yeah. Or you see his footwork's fucked up. He's not the right distance. But it's like, if everybody learns how to fight, then everybody's going to be good at fighting. Yeah. Then we're back to where we started with. Then big guys are just big.
What about when people are like, man, you see who I roll with, and you look at the person next to him, and you're like, yeah, this dude looks like a bitch.
Right, yeah.
You ain't rolling with nobody tough. It'd be a guy that has a face tattoo.
That's your accountant.
It's like, yeah, either this dude murdered somebody or he poorly spent $60.
Right, yeah.
Like, what's this really mean over here?
You seen this TikTok guy that's always going viral? The big, like, muscled out dude. He interviews fighters. No. And he says, like, oh, do you think you could beat me in a street fight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
he always has, like, some boxer.
He's like, so cocky, too.
Like, well, that guy's, like, that's got to be, 260, something like that. And the fighter he's interviewing was, like, 140.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's always such this weird viral debate about who would win in the fight. But it's like, the big guy is going to win.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10.
Big guys are big. He's going to grab him. And it's like, unless you really get him with that one hitter. Yeah, it's like there's no way this is gonna work.
What about if they do the thing that the hood dudes do, where they go like this? You ever see them hood dudes fight? Yeah. It's like everything's completely open.
You're leaving your belly open. Yeah, trying to protect the face.
Yeah. Kimmelbrook Projects.
Well, it's the Fighting Irish thing too. It's yeah,
that's at least more better than this.
But you're still leaving your midsection open. Yeah, you're gonna get that kidney punch. But I mean, the vast majority, I think everybody's vision of a fight, it's too many movies. That's the problem. We all grew up watching these Stallone movies where we think how the fight's going to look.
Yeah.
Fights always you got about 5 seconds to get whatever big upper hand right you get in, then it's just a wrestling match. Even like dudes get grabbed.
The new Creed movie, dude, I seen it.
And yeah.
Dude, it's like, okay, here's this dude. He's losing so bad astronomically the whole time to where it's like, oh, there's no way he's going to win. Then he just thinks about his dad or something for a second. Yeah. And then he's just, boom, wah, 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 wah. It's like, why didn't you just think about your dad in the beginning of the fight?
Yeah. Poor strategy.
Bad strategy. He's like, checkmate. They're like, Donnie, I don't know, Donnie. Are you sure? Checkmate. He's got his wife signing shit to him. And then he knocks the dude out instantly.
Yeah.
Sign that shit to him in round 1.
But that's also, I mean, like, boxing is boxing. It's like a street fight. It doesn't have that same elegance to it.
Although I did see big dudes think that they were tough. This one dude in our hometown, man, I haven't seen him in years now. I don't know what happened to him. Dude was massive, dude. Like almost like a made-up Marvel character, like Juggernaut type
bodybuilder type.
Yeah. Dude, and he's just like dumb big. And he would be like, come on. I remember he wanted to fight everybody at the bar. That's how he'd show off.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, come on, hit me. And dude, one time this dude straight right and just put him right down, dude.
Wow.
In front of everybody. I couldn't believe it myself. I'm like,
well,
bro.
I mean, look, if the guy is literally like putting his arms down, letting you get one free punch, then I mean, that's just, getting hit in the chin is like a button.
It's a button.
Once they press that button, it's like, your brain just shuts off and you go down. But it's like that. It'd be different if that guy was actually like in a parking lot with you,
right?
And he was running towards you. Yeah, if the guy is literally running towards you, you get one punch.
Yeah,
maybe you get a combination punch, but it's like unless that dude is really like leaving himself open, it's like you might hurt him, but he's gonna grab you.
You got to jump on his back and try to choke him out.
Yeah. Well, I think also there is a thing though, like that YouTube, the TikTok guy. He's like that bodybuilder type. That is not a good fighting body.
Right.
Because you're too big.
Yeah.
At that point, I think it's easier to choke you out if your neck is super big and like you're like constantly like this because you don't got like flexibility to it.
Yeah. If you can't throw a punch, some of them people throw them punches real slow.
Yeah. Well, I bet if you went back to the 80s and you actually put Arnold Schwarzenegger in like a fist fight or like a boxing match, I bet he wouldn't even do good.
Yeah, well, if you put him against Jet Li in a street fight,
Street fight, that's a different thing, though. Street fight, you're just getting grabbed. All that kung fu shit goes out the window in an actual street fight. Oh, yeah. But it's like, I think the actual, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, pumping iron, that physique, if you put that guy in a boxing match, his arms are like, it's too slow.
Right.
You don't got the actual explosive speed.
Yeah, dude.
And you got like the little ass hips and stuff. It wouldn't look right.
You're supposed to put your hip in it too. They had that little waist.
Well, the ideal like real boxing shape is like not like jacked.
Right.
It's like kind of a dad bod.
I would say like Pacquiao.
Yeah. Well, I mean like Anthony Joshua, one of those kind of guys.
Oh, that dude's jacked though. Yeah.
But he's not like bodybuilder type. You got a little bit of.
Or like, what's that one tall dude's name? He's tough, dude.
Tyson Fury?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look.
No abs.
You've seen him on the street.
Well, I mean, it would be like a 7-foot man coming towards you. But he's just like a giant dude. But it's like, I think if your abs are actually like washboard, 6-pack abs, it hurts more if you get punched, right?
Yeah, you want that fat.
You want a little bit of a fat layer on there so you could take the blow.
Man, I haven't watched boxing live in forever. I used to love it when you hear the hit, thump, you could hear
in person?
that shit. Yeah.
Oh, man. I want to go so bad.
Yeah, when I get money, that's something that we're definitely going to do, man. We'll start hitting some of them fights.
That is like the ultimate power, like this guy's rich move, is when you see somebody ordered a boxing pay-per-view and they're just home alone.
Oh, yeah.
No party or nothing. That would be the ideal for me. If it was just me at home watching a $99 boxing pay-per-view, that's luxury right there.
I think when I'm successful, I'm going to go down to these amateur fights and try to fix the fights and see what I could do. Get some of these
Go down in the fourth.
Yeah, 14-year-old kids. I'll say, listen, this is a picture of your dog right here.
Yeah, right. You're going down.
Yeah, is this your mother?
Make it look real.
Stays on 5th Street?
Yeah. Did you ever go when you were doing like Golden Gloves? Would you go just to watch?
Yeah, my Uncle Tom used to take me to all kinds of fights, dude. I saw Kelly Pavlik early on.
Wow.
And, dude, the Ghost, dude, you could tell the hype, the aura that he had before he became world champ. It was literally my hometown. He worked my corner for a couple of fights.
Wow.
And he
how big is the venue?
Those venues, I would say early on.
It's like an auditorium. Right?
Yeah, early on, he was fighting like high school gymnasiums and stuff. Like,
so it's like 1,000 people?
Nah, dude, even like probably 200 people, if that.
Oh, wow.
I remember early on, dude, it would be like that.
That means everybody's got a good seat, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, dude, the Ghost. And dude, they had smoke machines. You knew from his intro who was winning.
Wow.
And then he'd come out, dude. He can hit hard, man. You'd hear it. Boom, that right hand. Yeah. And the dude would go right down.
Wow. See, the thing is, for me, when we get rich and we get like our Patreon going and we start going, I don't want to go to boxing matches unless I can be in like the first 8 rows.
Yeah, and
I want to be right there. I want to be in the Donald Trump spot.
You gotta have the hat.
Don King, yeah.
I
want to be next to Don King. I don't want to be in the fucking, the chief seats.
You're gonna have those undercovers. Like, who's that Japanese guy? How's he sitting next to?
How's he next to De La Hoya?
Yeah,
yeah.
Who I gotta know who this guy is.
I don't get it though. Like whenever you're watching, like you watch a Floyd Mayweather fight and they do like the wide shot in the back of the arena.
Yeah,
it's like these guys are paying like $1,000 to sit way the fuck up there. You can't see what's happening in a boxing match.
Right, MMA is even
MMA,
worse.
Yeah, MMA. It's 2 guys rolling around the ground trying to control somebody's wrist, and it's like, how can, even if I'm like 20 feet away, I can't watch that.
And from your seats, like from the MMA fights, the ring's the size of a dime. Like,
yeah, and you're looking through a fence.
Right.
Yeah, there's a cage that's separating you from it.
I didn't realize how expensive fights were. I tried to see one at Madison Square Garden last minute. Ticket was $700.
Oh yeah, and that's cheap seats too. That's not even the Donald Trump seats. I wish that was like, and even in this neighborhood, you'll see like posters for like some like Ukrainian guy with no shirt on, and this dude, they don't even show his opponent. It's just the boxer. This guy's gonna box somebody at like a high school or something.
Well, it's all so fixed early on. If you do boxing right, which I wasn't doing it right, I didn't have the proper trainers. I hate to say it. Maybe he's watching this, but he knows what his problem is.
Yeah.
Anyways, really wasn't too smart about it. So like my first pro fight, I fought the second best amateur in the country.
Oh yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah, you're supposed to like get some like under your belt.
It
Just
should
get
have
your
been
record
the other
up.
way around. Yeah, I should have fought like, he's like, it's $1,500. Looking back on it, that's nothing. He just wanted the money.
Right.
I walked away with like $200 from that fight.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to think about the bigger picture. I was selling tickets, dude. I have family like that were barbers. I broke a sit-up record, dude. I was selling tables out like $1,000 worth of tickets.
Did you have was there a nickname?
Lightning Leonelli.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because one of my fights, this kid told the reporter I tried staying away from his right hand. Every time he hit me, I saw lightning.
Wow.
Yep, and it was all in the paper.
Is there not another lightning?
I don't know.
5. That's got to be like top 5 boxing nicknames.
Yeah,
that's an easy one, right?
But their names got to start with an L, I guess. There's no other Lightning Leonelli.
I don't know. You don't have to have. Doesn't have to be a alliteration though. You can still say Sugar Ray.
Maybe that's why I didn't
Sugar
make
Ray.
it.
Yeah,
there
right?
was a few Sugar Rays though.
Yeah, well, it's sweet.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
What was Money Way by the Pretty Boy Floyd?
Yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd. It's there's some other ones, right? Yeah, Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure people had Iron.
Lightning is quick. Yeah, it was, especially for like a little guy.
Yeah.
This guy's quick.
Yeah.
That's like a 1920s nickname.
It's got to go with certain people.
Kid
Lightning Lou. Yeah.
Kid Dynamite.
I'm sure there was a Lightning Lou somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Kid Dynamite Dominic, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Iron Hands or something.
That's probably why I didn't make it.
But it's like, do you think that if you would have like really like kept your streak going and gotten to like a higher level, do you think you would have actually been able to sell tickets on like a big level? Because like now selling tickets on a big level means you got to be able to really like, talk it up.
Yeah.
And like start a rivalry with somebody and like.
I think if I would have done it right, I had enough going for me to where I would have. But I'll tell you what really made me lose in boxing. I got civilized,
Yep.
That's what they say. You can't get civilized. My father met a nice woman. The anger was gone. I was angry. I watched my mother die of cancer, and I was like, we didn't have no furniture. My dad didn't want the memories, got rid of all the furniture. You'd walk in our house, in the living room, we'd had a bench press.
Wow.
And we had workout equipment, and that was my life. I would work out every night after school.
Yeah.
In the house, I watched my mom pass away, and I was so angry, dude.
Right.
We had a heavy bag. I would just spend 6-7 hours throwing left hooks.
Just listening to Eminem.
I would actually, Steve Miller Band.
Oh, there you go.
Come on and dance.
That was your problem right there. You got to get an Eminem soundtrack.
Yeah, I got to get down to the swing down.
Yeah, what the fuck is this, the 80s?
Yeah. I had all that Journey. The wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
See, as your boxing manager, I would have tweaked the soundtrack a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Not relatable.
Yeah, I think that was the problem.
But yeah, once you get, you got to... The thing is, though, to actually become a successful boxer, you can't just be an animal, too.
Right. Well, you need good people behind you.
Well, you need somebody kind of guiding you. I think you need a manager and somebody who's really like setting things up for you.
Yeah, and you got to be able to stand up for yourself. Like you should tell your trainer, "Oh, you can't hold the mitts. All right, you're fired. I gotta go find somebody else."
Right.
But the problem is, I tried firing my trainer, and everybody in the neighborhood used his gym. So they were like, "Dude, I can't train you. He lets me use his gym, to train my fighters." But yeah, he would be like, "I can't hold your fucking mitts." He'd tell me that. He goes, my hand hurts. I was holding him for Steve. Oh, you don't want to get hit by Steve. And I'd get in the ring with him and beat the shit out of him.
Right.
And I'd be like, well, dude, I have a pro fight coming up. He don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is to sell fights these days, I mean, do you think you'd be able to get into it on like a Jake Paul level?
Well, nowadays, yeah. Like
nowadays, it's a social media game where you got to just like make a video just saying something wild about somebody.
See, the thing is, we got an opportunity to actually make money now. I would fight again. Like, if we blow up on social media...
You got to fight Jake Paul?
You'd see Lightning Leonelli come back.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'd fight Jake Paul because we're... the weight
175?
class thing, dude. He's way bigger than me.
How much you weigh now?
Well, I'm 171, but
See,
dude,
look,
I don't need to have this weight.
He fought Nate Diaz at 175. Catch weight.
But we're both from the same hometown, too, though.
There's no rules against that. Come on. I think you're running.
I'd want to fight like Paul? Nate Diaz or something.
No. Well, yeah, eventually. I mean, you start where you start. But
if we
get big enough and you can start calling out Jake Paul, you versus Jake Paul in Youngstown, Ohio, in a field.
Yeah, I mean,
next to the car dealership.
We'd have to get big.
Yeah. But just think about that now, because like Jake Paul, he's only fought like 7 fights, pro fights, and he lost one of them. And thank God he won against Nate Diaz, or I mean, like he wouldn't be able to keep going.
Do you think Nate was Nate was being so cocky, then he lost the fight?
Nate Diaz, if you watch his old fights, the MMA fights, he's always been like this.
Yeah,
he's always been a guy who didn't really care about winning.
Wow,
he was just like a tough guy.
Yeah.
They always say that about Nate Diaz, the line is always, if fights didn't have a time limit, Nate Diaz would win every fight.
Do you think it was
like, if it would have been like I mean, I watched the highlights of it at least. It's like Jake Paul is like 12 years younger than him.
There's all this controversy of every fight that the Logan brothers do. They're like, it's fixed. He took a fall. They're making like $100 million on this.
They're fighting bums too most of the time. They're fighting guys who are old and washed up. That's why they fight you.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean,
I'm old.
Pretty old too, yeah. That's the problem. Should have gone back. Yeah.
I would still, how old's Jake Paul? Probably 27?
Yeah. 25, dude. 26.
See, that's the thing. I kind of missed that window.
Thing is, though, you got to find another, we'll set you up with another washed up guy.
Yeah. That would make more sense.
That's when you start, yeah.
See, I can't fight Jake Paul. That's the bad career move. I'd have to fight Stallone.
That's a payday, though.
Can you imagine me and Stallone getting in the ring?
Yeah, right. That'd be so funny if it's like the old washed up boxer and they fight with their shirt on.
Oh yeah, that's how.
Keep your t-shirt on.
Tyson fought like that. I was so mad, and they wore headgear, dude. We spent like $50 a ticket. It was a sparring session.
Yeah.
Everybody was yelling, "Bite his ear!" Dude, I felt so bad for Tyson.
That dude with Tyson was probably making like $2,000.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just a cash move for him.
Yeah, just to get by. Everybody else was probably making money.
He's trying to pay his car note.
I'm happy Tyson's doing good, man.
Yeah, that dude, I mean, like, things work out for you in the end if you stick around long enough.
Yeah, where he's selling weed now.
Yeah, and he's just like, every time there's a fight, he's always, they always ask him what's going to happen, and he gets to,
You know what's funny with Mike Tyson is, like, when you hear the stories, like, he was in New York, like, I don't know, Brownsville or Brooklyn and stuff, and, he got into boxing so he wouldn't be selling drugs, and now he's selling weed because he's successful.
Right, yeah. Man, who knew?
A weird full circle.
Yeah.
You're always going to go back where you came from.
See, do you think, though, like, what's funny about the thing about these Jake Paul fights is that most of them aren't even that, I mean, like, if you didn't know who this was, it wouldn't even be that good of a fight.
Right. Nobody'd even watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like, this would be an undercard fight at this point. But it's like, do you think you would actually, like, can you imagine if people were actually paying $100 to watch you on a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Because with Jake Paul, most people are paying, it's just like Floyd, they're paying to watch him lose.
Right.
Can you imagine having to stir up that much drama around you?
Yeah.
Where everybody in the world is just tuning in just to watch you get knocked out?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, that would be wild. You'd have to go get the face tattoo or something a week before the fight. Didn't Jake Paul do that on one of his fights?
Yeah, I don't know.
Got a fake tattoo or something of something.
He's always doing. I mean, this dude is like the 6 months leading up to a Jake Paul fight. This dude is on it every day trying to stir something up.
He looks intimidating.
Yeah.
Those guys blew up their first video. I'm pretty sure was like they put trampolines on top of their house.
Well, they were making videos when they were like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Just being dumb kids. And
they were Disney kids too, weren't they?
Yeah. They were rapping and making
They
Disney
do
videos.
hate on Jake, man. They'll be like acting like he ain't a real. I mean, I watched the Nate Diaz fight. Jake's got heart and he goes out there like a lion just throwing punches. But it is like he's just swinging for the fences. Like, I don't know who his trainer is. Like, I'd want to see some.
Well, I mean, like he starts off kind of disciplined. But then by the end of the fight, he's just,
swimming.
He's
That's what they call it.
Yeah, well, I think he's glad that he's not going like 12 rounds.
Oh, he could never go 12 rounds at that pace. Yeah. And aren't his rounds 2-minute rounds, or is he doing the full 3?
I think it's shorter, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do 3-minute rounds swimming. That's what they say when you go to the fights. They'll be like, he's swimming. Well,
that's what like Mike Tyson is like. That's what he admitted later on. Like if his fights had gone to 5 rounds, he would have gassed out.
Yeah.
He was never really in that good a cardio shape. That's why he had to knock you out in the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, and we seen that later on in his career, man. When that aura broke, when that confidence
He was
broke.
fighting Lennox Lewis.
Yep, it was over, dude.
Yeah. You see him get into like kind of deep water in the end of towards the end of the fight. Yeah, it's tough.
It was hard to watch that giant fall, dude. I seen the MMA fight, or I'm pretty sure a guy from my hometown fought on the undercard. I think Boom Boom Mancini fought on a Tyson undercard once against Alexis Aguilos or whatever. You know, I can't even say that dude's name. Yeah. I couldn't even be a fan of him because I can't say his name, but he was a great boxer. But I'm pretty sure that was an undercard of a Tyson fight right before the downfall of Tyson.
Oh, wow.
We all came to watch the Tyson fight. Lasted like 13 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, it was kind of a long, like, slow decline for him, too. Yeah. After he got out of jail and the Holyfield stuff and everything.
Remember that dude he fought from Jersey, the Italian guy that was acting all tough, dude? That was crazy.
What was that?
I forgot the Italian dude's name from New Jersey. You remember that one?
Maybe.
Oh, dude, Tyson just knocked the hell out this dude. He was so cocky, like, coming up to the fight, dude. It was embarrassing, dude.
Yeah.
I would never want to be cocky up front. I feel like that karma always comes around.
Right.
When you're like, oh, this is going to be an easy one for you. Then you get clipped and you look so dumb knocked out.
Yeah.
I got knocked out standing up. And, dude, when I would fight, we'd have to go rewatch them fights. And I hated it when I knew I didn't do good. I'd be like, dude, we got to watch the fight, you guys. Oh, yeah, we're putting it in. It'd be on a projector right after the fight.
Oh, my God.
I got to rewatch what I did. You think it's hard to see yourself doing stand-up?
Oh, my God.
You got to see yourself getting knocked out.
Wow.
In front of, you just got knocked out in front of your family. You're hoping that maybe they blinked and they missed it.
Wow.
And then you go back to the bar and replay it. Oh, back it up. That's where he connected right there, Dom. You see? And then look, I don't know what you're doing there. Just sitting there like this.
Well, it's funny too with boxing because you can hear the trainer telling you what you're supposed to be doing,
right?
And you're not doing that. It's like, this is where I told you to throw the right. See, you ain't throw the right.
And my trainer wouldn't even say shit. He'd be like, "What the hell are you out there doing?"
Right.
I'd be like, "How can you? Whatever. Nobody's telling me what to do."
Yeah.
The best corner man I had was Kelly Pavlik. There's something in that experience. Why it's important to have a good trainer. My trainer, dude, I swear he'd be drunk. I'd smell whiskey on his breath.
Wow.
He'd be like, just get in there and knock him out.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even tell me what to do. You think that fucking guy's going to hurt you? Let him hit you. Let him hit you. Tire himself out.
See, would you rather, though, be doing boxing where you get knocked out, or would it be more embarrassing to do MMA and you're getting choked out? I've been choked out before when I was doing judo and stuff.
Damn.
It is a tough feeling.
I don't like MMA because, dude, I'm like, it makes me uncomfortable, honestly, just having a man on me like that. Dude, you feel
it's too much sweat.
Dude, you feel their abs on your back, and you're just like, bro, I don't like this.
But can you imagine getting choked out in front of your whole family like that? Would that be worse than getting knocked out? Because you get knocked out, you're just out. You don't even really feel it happen, right? I
don't know. They both suck, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't want to get choked out. I don't know. Getting knocked out sucks too, though. I feel like you can only get knocked out so many times in your life.
Yeah.
And maybe choked out would be better.
Well, getting choked out, what sucks is that, like, you can just not tap.
I would tap.
I mean, everybody does tap, but it's like there is theoretically that you could just not tap.
Yeah.
But it's like just knowing that that's the feeling of having to,
I would hate it if I was the popular kid, like, out of high school, you had everybody, come on, Josh.
Oh, my God.
That kid where 80 people come and see him.
Oh, my God.
And Josh got all the Chinese tattoos on his arm. And then, everybody's like, it's going to be an easy one for you, Josh. You got the stepdad in there. Look, you can take him, Josh. And then Josh goes out there in 8 seconds.
Oh, my God.
It's happening now. It's all right. It's all right. He cheated. They're trying to lie.
Well, it's like the rest of the night. What do you even do?
Right.
You didn't even get knocked out. See, the thing is about getting choked out like that is you're still fresh.
You'd be
You go back to the locker room, you take a shower, you're still fine.
Yeah.
You didn't even get hurt.
Right.
The guy just got you. And so it's like you just I'd almost rather have been knocked out. Because at that point, at least you got a black eye. It's like you went through a war.
You could be like, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, well, it's like at least you got hurt. You didn't even get hurt when you got choked out. This guy just got you.
And now you're just the saddest person at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, now it's like you're 4-1. Now you're trying to convince the UFC to let you fight again, and they let you fight again. Maybe you're just gonna get fucked up again.
Yeah, that your name don't got as much excitement. It's all right, Josh.
That's the hardest thing about watching fighting. It's when they cut to like the family.
Oh yeah,
and it's like a Mexican fighter who's just like, these dudes are in the middle of the ring, just like going at each other.
Right.
This dude's about to get killed, and they cut to his like, his like teenage wife with like a baby, and it's like, why did you bring the baby to the fight?
Dude,
This is going to be a problem either way.
Yeah, I feel so bad. Baby got a fresh lineup.
Yeah, right. Well, the wife looks all hot, and she's all dressed up and
right.
shit. And
Some other dude's hugging her.
Get a babysitter.
Right.
Don't bring the family to the fight.
Dude.
What do they got to see?
I felt so bad for the Mexican fighters. I came up with them, and they needed this. Like I could have had a job. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. I remember this one Mexican fighter, dude. He was fighting for his family. And you don't want to fight somebody when they're fighting for their family to succeed.
Right.
Like, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
He's telling me before the fight his story, because we all go. So the way they do fights is you're even there with your opponent sometimes.
Yeah.
And you're doing weigh-ins, because you weigh in 24 hours before in the pros. And then you go out to eat after weigh-ins because you did everything. So, and that's when you get a chance to talk to everybody. I make friends with everybody. And I'm just talking to this guy. And he's telling me, Anthony's his name. He's like, he's telling me about his mother. He's like, my mama, she say, Tony, well, call me, I have a headache. And she's like, he's sending money. I tell my mama, I tell my paisano, send her money. She has a headache. My mama no tell me she has a headache. I say, well, mama, you want to die? Just like, so it's because, they don't have medical. He's like, I work in a fighter now, mama. I tell him I send her the money. She says she wants to travel. Well, mama, if you die, you no travel now. And we're just like, dude, I hope you win.
I'm pulling for you too. Yeah.
Even if I'm fighting you, bro, I'll take the dive for your mama.
What's fucked up is that guy ends up fighting the other Mexican guy.
Right.
Who needs the money just as bad.
Yeah.
This dude's got six mothers in Oaxaca. They got to buy a horse or something. And it's like,
Dude, somebody stole their cow. You know how easy it is to steal these cows in DR? I was just in DR.
Right.
Nobody's chaining them up. I'm like, dude, and it happens. People get pissed off. They get their cows stolen all the time.
Right.
That's why they brand them.
Oh, yeah. But the thing was with like all these fights, though, it's like if I was like married to a fighter, or even if my dad was a fighter or something, I would not want to even go to the fight.
Right.
I mean, like, I guess you support them. It's like, I'll support you from home.
Yeah.
Why do I got to be at ringside and watching this? That is so brutal.
Out. Bro, I'm lucky. I never got to see my dad in a street fight. I seen him come close.
Even watching your dad win, it's still like, that's still too much.
There's going to be some things that didn't make you feel good.
Yeah. Well, it's like once you watch your dad fight kind of dirty.
Yeah.
It's like you watch him bite somebody and like,
Or when you see he's a little scared, you don't want to see your father scared.
You watch your dad throw sand in someone's eyes.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was like that.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I can't even watch like football when I know the parents are watching. That's what's the most heartbreaking of watching any professional sport, is just knowing that like this guy's dad is watching. Anytime you're watching football and like the kicker misses an easy field goal, that kicker, that's the hero of his hometown.
Right.
Everybody in the hometown's watching him, and he just blew an easy kick.
Yeah. Come on, Josh.
Yeah, right. They don't even give those people free tickets. Those guys are at home, and they're just disappointed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, at least, but I've never even like, my parents have never seen me do stand-up, and I don't think they're ever going to see me do stand-up until I'm in like Madison Square Garden. And like, this has to go perfect. The only way I'm ever going to bring, like, a lot of people start doing stand-up and they bring their parents to like the bar show, or they bring their parents to watch you open up for somebody. It's like, no, I'm not bringing that.
Bro,
it'll probably go fine, but there's a chance it won't. It's like, this has to go perfect to bring my family.
They seen me a few times, my family and friends. I mean, I want my parents to see me now, but it's always a rough setup. Like you said, I'm in the back of a pizza place when they see me or something.
Yeah,
but,
an open mic.
Yeah, and then, see, the thing is with my family is it's joke. Like, they'll be like, oh, come on, you said that about so-and-so. I got to almost name my album, Guys, These Are Jokes. People think my shit's a true story. It's like, no, I'm saying this to get a laugh.
Right, yeah.
But that's the hardest part. You see your family. A lot of my acts, I'm talking about my family, but it's not true.
Right, yeah.
And you're desperate up there for a laugh.
Do you think your family would rather watch you bomb and stand up or just get the shit beat out of you boxing?
Nah, bomb and stand up. Yeah, 100%.
At least with boxing, it's like you are going to see the show is going to be good. Yeah, it's a lot of times watching stand up. It's like, no, this entire show is bad.
Yeah, I got to sit here for an hour and a half.
Yeah, right.
People that are...
No popcorn, nothing?
Yeah. Now, boxing, I remember I used to tell when my father was at a fight, it drove me to do better because I didn't want him worried. He worries so much.
Oh, wow.
And I'd tell him, I'd be like, Dad, I got this. I'm going to destroy this dude. What, you don't got faith in me? I'm what? Calm down. I'm going to destroy him. But there was only one fight that I lost really bad, honestly, and it was in front of him. And I came out to AC/DC. I think that's where I went wrong. Nobody was cheering for. I came out to We Will Rock You. And dude,
wow.
It was just the dumbest song.
Queen, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that Queen's?
Yeah.
I don't even know. But yeah, it was We Will Rock You, We Will Sock You, We'll Pick You Up and Drop You. Dude, people weren't even clapping for me.
Wow.
That's when I knew. I fought in front of 4,500 people. That's when I fought the second best amateur in the country. I didn't even go to BW Wild Wings after that. I was too embarrassed.
See, I think the problem, if I could go back and give you some advice as a fighter, is you got to pick better music.
Yep.
This is like, yeah,
Thunder.
it's too trashy. No, you got to pick.
Lil Wayne.
It's got to be Eminem.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. A white guy coming out to fight as a boxer. It's got to be an Eminem song.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Ever since I was a little baby boy, my mama used to tell me these crazy
Not
things.
even that one. It's got to be one of the later Eminem songs where he's like pissed off and yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtain call, it's behind me and I'm dropping.
Yeah, what's the Rihanna song or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the bad songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't come out to some 80s rock shit.
Or one of
Or
the
like it's either got to
soundtracks.
be either Eminem or like Phil Collins in the air night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like kind of like a movie or something.
Or what was that one that the street never walked beneath my feet?
Yeah. Come out to some Irish shit or something.
Some Perry Como.
Yeah. See, at least with boxing though, it's not like with stand up. I mean, people go to stand up and they're like skeptical about it, and they got roped in, and it's like they're kind of pissed off. At least with boxing, it's like even if you get knocked out, people appreciate that you went in there and got knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
The audience is like, yeah, at least you tried.
And one thing is, even when you lose a fight, yeah, you still got girls around you. Like, and people are still intimidated by it because they know they don't got the heart to get in the ring.
Right.
I'd have 13 girls trying to talk to me at one of my fights.
Wow.
It's insane. And dude, I had a dead tooth, you know?
Wow,
And
yeah.
they didn't care. I had a poop tooth.
Yeah.
And these girls, they just kissed me on the side of my mouth, you know?
Wow.
They didn't care about that little poop tooth. Tell you that much.
See, imagine if you would have been like, how much more that would have scaled up if you would have kept going.
Dude, it would have been insane.
Think about, how much boxers have to go through that kind of stuff.
I mean, you would see them coming to the shows, man. So many girls, they'd be on it, man.
Wow.
You know, I remember. And I was like,
I feel like this
turned
is like
18.
a certain kind of trashy girl, though.
Yeah, it all depends.
The boxing groupie as opposed to like the music groupie or...
There would be, it depends. You get a few of them. Yeah. Boxing groupie is a little different. They'd want to be like the ring card girl or something. I mean, dude, music groupies, forget about it. Dude, the amount of girls. I went to a concert with this girl I was dating. We went and seen The Used. Remember The Used? They're dude, they used to make out with each other.
Yeah, one of those bands.
Brett and whatever. It's like, we are the Used. They were like from Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh.
And anyways, dude, they're like, I'm going to spit in one of you girls' mouth. And dude, my girl's like this, and he's just spitting, and they're trying to catch his spit.
Wow.
That's the level. We waited in the cold just so he left a voicemail on her phone. Got her number and everything. He's like, I'm in town for 2 days. Dude, next thing I know, I'm calling the girl. Don't
She's
hear
busy.
from her.
Yep.
Dude, they go on the party bus, and then you're waiting outside the bus.
Wow.
That's the way it works.
Wow, you got to drive her home or something?
Yeah. Well, my girl, luckily for me, she didn't go on the bus.
Oh,
but
wow.
she exchanged the numbers. He changed her voicemail to, right to me. You know, right in front of me. Hey, this is Brett. Your girl's busy right now. I'm not going to say what we're doing.
Wow.
And then right in front of me, he's like, hey, you're going to be calling her. You might hear this voicemail. And, dude, I'm all laughing it off. I call her the next day. We were supposed to go to the pumpkin patch. Psst. No answer. Hey, this is Brett.
Going back to what we said earlier about the fight in the subway, it's always the woman.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
And she had a kid.
Man.
Her husband was in jail. She'd be counting down the days. He's crazy. He's getting out soon. Did like 6 years. It's weird when you get these people that get these high school girls pregnant and the parents are cool with it.
Right.
They're like, Sean's going to be coming back around and we have a good relationship with him. Kid was like 38.
Wow.
It's like, that's some Ohio shit.
Yeah.
How do you let him get your daughter pregnant in the 9th grade? What are you doing?